So are you trying to buy or sell a house in Halifax right now in the middle of April? Well, it's a little bit different, so here's what to expect. Hi everyone, I'm Richard Payne with Halifax Homes and Lifestyles at eXp Realty, and if you're in the market to buy or sell a home in the midst of this coronavirus crisis, well, there's no reason that you should be sitting on the sidelines, but there's some changes in the process that you're going to need to take into account. At least as of now, our real estate market has not disappeared completely in the way that the travel market has. People have still got to move for various reasons, and there's still people who want to buy and sell their homes. Reasons can vary on all ends of the scales because some buyers have probably accepted job offers that are going to remain valid and they're going to need to move to a new city. Some sellers have already moved elsewhere and they can't afford to let their old houses sit and wait it out until this storm passes. Others may find themselves with a sudden need for a little bit more space now that the relatives potentially could be back, or they're working from home, and others are actually looking, hey, it's downsizing time. But the good news is it's possible for everybody and everyone else to find a house that's going to suit them. But the process of getting that house has changed a little bit. Once buyers have found their buyer representation, then they need to make sure that they're actually in a great position because our interest rates are very, very low right now. So there's an incredible amount of buying power for those buyers. And other buyers could be sitting on the sidelines, so there's going to be less competition for the homes that we have available right now that could have had bidding wars on them just a couple of weeks ago. Now, one of the biggest changes for the buyers is it's going to be difficult for you to see the house that you're actually interested in. Instead, we're going to have to use a little bit of this stuff called technology to get through the door, and we're restricted with the viewings, and therefore the recommendation is obviously stay at home, which is going to make things a little bit more challenging. But with the video and technology, then obviously it's a lot easier. Now, the sellers of vacant houses have allowed people to actually come visit the houses. Now, it's going to be a little bit tougher with the stay-at-home order, but as long as it's safe practice, we're okay. Social distance restrictions make it pretty much impossible for us to show houses to buyers, and house inspectors are going to struggle as well. And for sellers, it means they can't get their houses professionally staged for the virtual viewings, and even more important, appraisers are going to have to conduct drive-bys or just do the desktop appraisals. And all of these factors, along with some other requirements, are going to make the closing of the sale a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. You can still get that house under contract, but we're going to have to get creative. So we could enter the agreement and actually stipulate that we're going to get the inspection done a little bit later on in the pipeline. So it's up to the agent to basically document to everybody that we can have certain parts in the agreement that can be completed later, not the usual time. And buyers will no doubt find that sellers are a little bit more able to negotiate on price. Now, just because the stock market has dropped, the housing market has not really done the same. So while we're going to have many sellers who want to kind of get their homes right now and get them sold, a lot of the other sellers have chosen to wait, put a pause. So properties that should be on the market are actually being held up and delayed a little bit. Sellers, don't be afraid of listing your houses right now. People are getting bored. They want to plan ahead, they want to look at houses, and they're considering buying. So my suggestion will be for the buyers, don't sit and wait for the coronavirus storm to blow over. In our market right now, people are still buying and selling homes, and there's going to be a small window of time where the interest rates are this low and sellers may be a bit more flexible on their prices, and it's not going to last forever because these two things usually work counter to each other. So that's the advice, is if you think that you're looking for the house right now, don't just press pause, don't wait, because we're in that little window of opportunity, I feel right now, that there's not a huge amount of listings coming up. There's not a lot of buyers that are out there looking. So the people that are out there actually listing their homes for sale, well, they could be a little bit more flexible. Not a lot of competition, no multiple offers, not having to rush to get into the house right now to see it. So that's why if you're a buyer, let's get in touch and figure out what we can do.